William here, Patriot Containers. Today is Friday the 3rd, Good Friday. I had a call from somebody that found me on YouTube today, which I always love it. I love it when you guys find my videos and call me. It's so nice because you are interested in my videos. You probably know who exactly I am. And a lot of people, I don't know how to say it. Like I think I'm one of those people that like you either love me or you hate me, and that's just how life is. I think it's like that with everybody. But there are some people that everybody loves that person. Not me. Some people hate me. Um, but yeah, it's nice to get calls from you guys on YouTube and no pressure. Never going for the close. But this guy was in Arkansas, and uh, he said, "Hey, I saw you on YouTube," and I go, "Oh, cool," you know. And it's funny is when you guys call me from YouTube, I say the same stuff in my videos, and I'm passionate about this. I'm passionate because I have a business in this industry that's affected by these crappy companies, and I'm sick and tired of it. Anyways, so a lot of times when you guys are shopping for containers, um, people always think by going local, you're gonna find a container cheaper. And 9 times out of 10, that's false. Of course, when I tell that to most people don't want to think that I'm right. They're going to go learn the hard way, which is fine. Everybody has the right to buy a container from whoever they want. That's your American right. Um, so, anyways, I asked the guy. We were kind of shooting the shit, and I asked the guy, "Okay, well, do you want to tell me with what the local guys are, or should I quote you first?" There's sometimes I ask people, "Hey, what have you been quoted already?" And some people are very aggressive with that question. "I'm not going to tell you," and it's like, "Well, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to work with you, but I do understand why people are combative about that or aggressive." And so what? Let's put it this way. I guess what people think is if they say, "Hey, I found the container for 4,500, I'm going to beat it at 4,400." Um, so instead of going that route with this YouTube viewer, I simply said, "Let me quote you first." And then so I quoted him first. I actually made a mistake in my quote. I quoted him 3,099, but the container was in Houston, but I was quoting delivery out of because the containers are cheaper in Houston and they're more expensive in Dallas, but the the delivery was less from Dallas, and but the containers are more. So I messed up on my quote, which I felt bad for. I really did. And so, anyways, I think in the end I was at $3,349, something like that. And I go, he goes, I forget his reaction, but I go, what's the local guys quoting you? And he told me 4,500 just for the container plus delivery. I was like, oh my God. Like, so, I mean, just right there, I'm just going to say, let's just say the delivery minimum price on a delivery, if it's really local, let's say 400, okay, plus 4,500, so it's 4,900 minus 3,349. I'm $1,551 cheaper, and I know with what I purchase and I know what I sell, and I supply pictures of my containers before a long haul. So I'm $1,500 cheaper than the local guys. Another story is, and I think I've said this in another video, but I have a customer in Oklahoma that I sell a brand new 20 footers to, and I think he's bought like 22 of them. And I think every time he places an order, he mails me a check. And then I show up with the containers every single time, 2 at a time. And he's bought probably 22 containers. And I talked to him one time, or he calls me or whatever, and he goes, "Hey, William, I went to look locally." I'm like, and I was kind of offended. I was like, "Man, why? Like, I've done everything right and perfect and never let you down at all." He goes, "No, no, no, let me finish." He goes, "The local guys selling the same thing that you're delivering me are $1,500 more. And I go, each or both? And he goes, each. I'm like, oh my God. So here I am making five or $600, and they're making $2,000 on each container. And that story has happened many, many times where, and I think that story even happened 2 weeks ago. I delivered another container out of Dallas to a local, to Oklahoma, and even when my driver got there, he was talking with the customer, and the customer even told him, he goes, William's $1,000 cheaper than everybody else. And I always feel like if I go in for the kill and try and charge top dollar, I mean, it would be nice, but I guess you could sell less containers. I remember doing sales. Sales when I worked for other companies. There was a kid that sat next to me, and I was in my cubicle. His name was AJ, and he was trying to make like $1,000 profit on every container, and I was making $400 or $500, but I was selling 77 containers a month, and he was selling, I don't know, let's say 15. And he came up to me and he goes, hey, William, how come you're not making more profit on your containers? And I go, because I'm providing good service and I'm selling a lot more. And he goes, well, I'm making $1,000 on everyone. And I go, well, how much was your paycheck? And he goes, well, it was $2,000. And I go, well, mine was $8,000. You know what I mean? So it's a big difference. I look at it this way. This is all numbers. The more you sell and you do a good job by the truth, quality, and showing up on the right day, you're multiplying repeat business. So if I do the job perfectly right, I know that customer is going to call me back. And I know if he, and here's another thing about quality. If you have a new container on somebody's property, everybody that comes by is going to look at that new container and go, wow, where'd you get that? I want one. If you have a good used container that actually has quality to it and it's not a rust bucket piece of junk, people are going to go, hey, I need one of those. Who'd you buy it from? You put a rusty piece of crap on there, people ain't going to ask you where you bought it from, because, and you're not going to get repeat business. So anyways, yeah, I guess this video is about trying to find these local companies. I believe you, and that's not I believe, you have the American right to buy a container from whoever you want. Don't feel pressured about buying these things. You shouldn't, because there's a lot of people that don't sell these correctly, whether they're lying about the delivery dates, they're lying about the quality, they could be scams. The only logical reason I would say buying local is, you can go to that location and pick your container, kick it, do whatever you want, and hopefully that's the container that shows up when the delivery guy gets to your property. But yeah, I've taken so many calls over the years where I give them a price, they go, ugh, I'm just gonna find it locally. I'm like, okay, well, good luck. Anyways, guys, that's it. Local companies, 9 times out of 10, they're never cheaper. They're going to tax you for standing there. I remember talking about that like 10 years ago with a driver, and I was talking to the driver going, hey, he goes, yeah, I put containers on my property and people pay like $1,000 more, and we don't have to sell them so cheap because we literally tax them because they're standing on the property touching their own container. So there's pluses and minuses to all this. So anyways, guys, choose wisely. Have a great day. Goodbye.